Hello everyone, welcome to my HTML tutorials. So this is the first tutorial comes under this HTML video tutorials. So today we are going to looking at what is HTML. So as you know, the web can be divided into two categories. One is front end and the other one is back end. So if you have followed my channel, so I have already introduced some of the backend related stuff like PHP and how you set up the SAMP server. So I didn't have anything related to the front end right now. So in this course onward, we'll be looking at front end technologies as well. So when it's come to front end, we normally say that it's something that end user will view the content. So as you know that when you're using your mobile phone or a desktop or a laptop or a Kindle, so what you do is you will be surf through the internet and then you will find out different websites. So all these are view in a one application in your device. So that is the browser. So what you can see in the browser is something that we can consider as the front end technologies. So in front end technologies, we have three main technologies available. One is HTML, and then cascading style sheet or CSS, and then JavaScript. So if you give the levels for these three technologies, HTML is the skeleton design of your website. So that means like the normal structure of the content and how they play. So those minor level, but those are the foundation to build the web page. So that will be handled by the HTML. And the CSS, it will be focusing on styling the HTML content. So we can add more colors, more shapes, different designs on top of the HTML and make it more interactive. And JavaScript will be live in a side and then will help you to change the behavioral stuff. So for example, when you click a button, when you hover on a button, or when you want to shift an image from one location to another location, or else when you are filling the form and you want to validate the form and show the error messages before you send the data into the uh, server. So those behavioral changes can be done using the JavaScript. So when it's come to HTML now, so it has different versions from version 1 2 3, and current version is version 5. So that is HTML5 version, which is a more advanced version of HTML language. So if we just look at what is HTML, so HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's most basic building block of the web. So I'm actually referring to our Firefox tutorial, so you also can go to the developer.mozilla.org. So that has a very good content, you can read it and understand. So it's HTML is basic building blocks of the web. It defines the meaning and the structure of the web content. So likewise it will explain what is CSS and JavaScript, which I explained before. So if we are going into the HTML code, so there are three rules that you need to understand. So those things are very straightforward and very easy to understand, not like any other programming language, because HTML is not a pure programming language, it's a styling purpose language, or a modeling purpose language. So because of that, it is very easy to understand. So then in HTML, so you can read this, what is HTML. HTML is not a programming language, as I told you, it's a markup language. So that means you can hang different designs into the language and used to tell your browser how to structure the web page you visit. It can be complicated or as simple as a web developer wishes to be, right? So that has some more advanced features as well. So if you go a little bit down, so I will first introduce what is HTML element, but most of the time this is known as HTML tag. So HTML element or HTML tag. So you can see in this diagram, this is called a tag or element. So in this example, we are using a opening and a closing tag. So this is known as a pair tag or a pair element. So you can see it has the opening tag and it has a closing tag. So if you have pair tag in HTML, so that indicates that you are going to add some or embedded some content in between that. So you can see here my cat is very grumpy, so this is the content, so which is going to be come inside the HTML tag. So both of them in parallelly, we can simply say that is a element in HTML. So it has some meaning. Opening tag, the consistence of the name of the element. So in this case, the P or the tag name is P wrapped in the opening and closing angle brackets. So these are the angle brackets, left angle bracket and the right angle bracket, or you can say opening angle bracket or the closing angle bracket likewise. So the closing tag, this is the same as the opening tag, except that it include forward slash. So you can directly see that this is identical, but only difference is it has a forward slash. So in this pair tag scenario or the HTML element, that has a one variation, another variation called empty tag, which use only one tag rather than having two separation, opening tag and the closing tag. We look at them in later cases. So if you think about, like, there's a live editable code that you can do here. So we'll say if I want to have em tag, so that will be do the italic design. You can see while I'm writing this code, it will be giving me the output. Or else if I use the h1 tag, you can see that the font size got changed. So all these are valid HTML elements. So there are some couple of things that you need to be understand. So one is called nesting element. So that means inside the element you can have another element. So you can see here the previous example, p tag opens, p tag close, and previous example we just have a text inside there. But in this example you can see my cat, the very content is wrapped by another HTML tag. So that is the strong tag. So if I just copy this into that editor, you will be able to see that the same paragraph, but there's a small change in the very value, so which indicates that it's a bold in color, right? So I hope you understood that you can embed multiple HTML element inside another HTML element. So that is known as a nesting element. And then there's a block versus inline element. So the tags or the HTML elements are primarily divided into two categories. One is called block element and other one is called the inline element. So for example, if I use this same paragraph and put it in here, you can see these two messages, even though I write in single line, I'm getting it in two lines. So that is called a block line element. So the command actually block the whole line, so the next value will be definitely come in the next line. But if you consider about there's an example given in here, we'll say this one EM or the italic design. So you can see that the first, second, third, all these three values separate three tags, but they are coming in inline or a single line. So that's the one difference that need to be understand when it's come to elements. So we have block line elements and the inline elements as well. And then I'll be focusing about the attributes. So that's the next concept. So attributes are lives within the elements. So element can also have attribute. So using the attribute, our main purpose is to modify the HTML tag. So if you have a tag, so that tag can be modified by applying the attribute. So you can change the color, you can change the alignment, right? So for example, if I go to this editor and then put a H1 tag, and if I use align, right? So you can see that the text is H1, that's a heading 1 design, but it will be basically aligning into center. So that's a attribute design I should explain. So you can add multiple attributes, not only one, many attributes can be added. And there are some attribute called Boolean attribute, where you have a design of same name repeating in the value section, the attribute name, attribute value. So this is called as a Boolean attribute. So this can be simplified by adding just the attribute name. So there will be more to be discussed, and one more section I want to cover it is the HTML document. So if you are going to write the HTML document, it should be have this kind of a design. So you have HTML tag, you have the head, you have the body, and then here you mention the HTML version. So from next tutorials onward, we'll be working heavily in the HTML tags, attributes, and then you will get to know a lot of more other HTML related stuff. So I'll stop from this tutorial now. So we'll meet on the next brand new tutorial in HTML. So hope you have found out some meaningful information from this tutorial. If you have any issues, point it in my channel, so I will help you, or you can contact me personally. So subscribe my channel as well. So thank you.